Yo, what's up, folks? It's another box of dogs, or as we say in Francais, c'est notre boite du chien, de chien. I don't know how to say that at all, but very shortly we will have a guest who can say it properly. He can do the French stuff. Joining us live from France very soon. He's just finishing his fish and chips. Is my good friend Nico. He will be dropping in and giving us the word on what's going on in France. Because I got to tell you, man, I see stuff on the internet from all over the world, and I just did a quick searchy on the thing here on the Twitter, and it's the same. It's always like, it's a mess. But you know, they show you like one picture of one street. You know, they're talking about going to war and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, we'll get into it shortly with my good friend who I haven't spoken to him in a while, but so I'm very excited to get to speak to him again. Very stoked about this. I figured we might as well do it on a live so he can fill us in on what's going on in Europe. My good friend Nicolas Chalot, or as I call him, Nico. It's another box of dogs.
It'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs.
It's another box of dogs!
Stop drinking liberal piss water.
Woof, woof.
I got to tighten up that little intro thing. I got to re-edit that. Anyway, not doing it now. Once I clear some space on my computer, I will do a proper edit. Welcome to the show, folks. Well, let's have a look at here's, I think, the story that concerns us all, that is really concerning us all. And let me switch over so I can see comments and stuff if they come up. The thing that is really concerning us all. It always does that. Is Emmanuel Macron's wife really his father? This is the scandal. It's rather like Days of Our
and
Lives.
I can't believe I'm just hearing
anyway.
about it. Everybody should be aware this is happening. What is happening in France is definitively the craziest political scandal in human history. With the exception of political assassinations, there's nothing bigger, and I can't believe I'm just hearing about it. And it took me a long time to unpack it because I had to basically download information and then translate it over from French to English. So this is wild. Emmanuel Macron is the current president of France. For the last 4 years, longer than 4 years, I think he became president in 2017, journalists keep saying that they can't find a single trace of his wife, Brigitte Macron, before the age of 30, despite the fact that Brigitte Macron has 3 children, not with Emmanuel Macron. If you remember, they're a very weird couple off the bat. She is at least 26 years older than him. Their love story is borderline pedophilic, depending on who you're listening to. He was 14 and he was a drama student, and she was his 26-year-older drama teacher, and they fell in love. So there's already, that's very weird. And then she allegedly left her husband and 3 kids to go be with Emmanuel Macron.
The really sad part about this is she's not hot, the wife.
Strange.
Maybe she was hot when she was young. Who knows? She's not anymore.
Well, even stranger is the fact that a group of...
I personally see that as the greatest tragedy in all these cases. Like, you look at Woody Allen and that chick, and you're like, who's the real victim? Because she's not hot. So if she was hot, you could be outraged. But, you know, who's the real victim?
Of journalists teamed up with genealogists to look into this matter, and they produced these documents, and they are alleging that Emmanuel Macron's wife, Brigitte Macron, for the first 30 years of her life, actually was Jean-Michel. And basically she was trying to pass this Jean-Michel character off as her brother, but it's clearly, I'm telling you, I looked at all the evidence. I'm going to link it. Watch today's episode. I'll show you the pictures. It is very clearly her. Okay. She transitioned at the age of 30 and then started living life as a woman. And they have been completely trying to bury this in the media. When I say it is so easy, if someone steps to me and is like, Candace, you're a man. You lived as a man for 30 years. There's no pictures of you from your childhood. 30 years of living, saying you had 3 kids, they could very easily debunk this. All they would have to do is show pictures of the first lady growing up.
That is very true. Show us the pictures. Show us the evidence. Where's the evidence? Gotta say thank you to Nitro. This is not actually Fireball. This is something much more vicious. I got this off Nitro Bead and fucking hell. Whew. Good shit. Anyway, back to what's going on in France here. Right. Let's see what else is going on in France. So this is the story. Apparently, because the elites, they're really into inbreeding, and they're into inbreeding so much that they were like, you know what? You should marry your father. It sounds like a country song, a bad country song. But let's see what else is going on because, well, oh, hang on. This one, okay, we'll share this tab instead. This one, I mean, this one's just pretty standard stuff. Macron, the Rothschilds, Jeffrey Epstein, and more. She's figured out that this whole pedophilia blackmail thing goes.
I want to ask you, Xavier, because there was something very interesting in your article pertaining to Emmanuel Macron. Now, my theory is that it is very plausible that they are putting pedophiles and their victims into positions of power.
It's kind of fun watching Candace. It's kind of fun watching Candace doing all this stuff because this is stuff we've been talking about for years, and she's kind of just going, it's my opinion. I think Jeffrey Epstein might have been into the younger side. I think he might have liked the younger girls. Yes, Candace.
So that they can control them all across the world. I believe that they are putting pedophiles in power.
The thing about that whole thing is, I mean, it's, yeah, that's what they do because they can just drop them in. They can control them. Either you've got the MK Ultra stuff where they take the victims and put them in and they completely screw with their head so they can control them. But the PDF files, they don't even have to pay them well. They just go, you know what? You work for us now. It's all part of, I think it's all part of the, the fake billionaires and whatnot.
And I was very compelled by your investigation into Emmanuel Macron's childhood. Now, the legend holds that he was raised by his grandmother and didn't have a very close relationship with his biological parents. Am I correct in stating that his grandmother worked at a trans clinic at some point, or Emmanuel Macron's family worked at a trans clinic?
Well, at least they tried it out on their own first.
Can you elaborate on that?
Hang on, I didn't add the screen.
First of all, we don't know much about Macron.
I forgot to add
He grew
the
up with his
screen.
grandmother, and the house
Hope you
they
can hear
lived
that.
in is now closed. It's very strange. There's no photos that exist of Macron with his parents before the age of 25. What we discovered is that a woman named Francoise Nogues, who was presented as the mother of Emmanuel Macron, was in charge of a medical program for transgender people in France.
Damn. Wait. Jesus. Well, I hope that's trans because fucking hell.
Of a medical program for transgender people in France. This information was never in the newspapers, and there are testimonies that we found where transgender people are thanking Francoise Nogues for this program. And the strange point here is when we researched the life of Jean-Michel Trogneux with Brigitte, we found that they're connected to Emmanuel Macron. All of these elements are very strange, and we must remember that Macron, before he was president, he was a banker at Rothschilds & Co., but he doesn't have the qualifications to be a banker.
Yeah.
A colleague of his said that it is peculiar that he became the youngest associate. In the report, we see that Brigitte Macron is very close with David de Rothschild, like family. He is the godfather of Macron. And you have to remember that David de Rothschild is the president of the World Jewish Congress.
Aha! There it is. Well, so there you go. I mean, there's a lot more. We'll get into that. But what is wrong with these people? I mean, are they trying to write the world's weirdest country song? My daddy became my mama, and then she became my wife, and now she's my sister. And I eat out the dog on a Sunday night. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people, but there's something seriously wrong with these people.
So it's for this
And they're
reason
ugly.
that whenever anyone brings up
That's the worst part of it. They're so ugly.
Brigitte Macron and pedophilia, they are accused of anti-Semitism. For example, you, Candace, are accused of this. Zoe Sagon, who is a Twitter account who helped me publish this case, was banned after pressure from Jewish organizations. And during a radio show, I gave a list to the owner of a French media outlet, and France called Italy to bring accusations of anti-Semitism.
By the way, just while I got 9 viewers at the moment, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It really helps me out. Anyway, back to the weirdos.
3 hours ago, a list appeared in a left-leaning paper called Le Monde Diplomatique, and it's an official list that says, Rupert Murdoch, Fox News, you are an anti-Semite.
Anti-Semite is one of those words that just shuts down conversations. We all know this now. If anyone throws those words at you, just steamroll ahead.
Makes no sense. The question is, why is everyone who pursues this case of Macron being labeled as an anti-Semite? The answer is very simple. It is because David de Rothschild is the godfather of Macron and the president of the World Jewish Congress. And if you look at the Epstein case, there is a financial structure to support their operation. It's a mega group created by Leslie Wexner and Edgar Bronfman, who was the chairman of the World Jewish Congress at the time.
All the names.
And the documents, the Austrian passport that the FBI found at Epstein's house, were a gift from Ronald Lauder, who helped Epstein in his case, and later became the president of the World Jewish Congress.
Do you reckon any of this stuff was in the recent releases? The recent files that came out? Was that just a massive redacted section? This shit's pathetic. It's getting so stupid.
You can see that it was this organization that called the Epstein case a controlled accident, and which Putin called a collective accident with blackmail on people who are really puppets and do what they're told because they don't want their private lives shown to the public.
This is fascinating. And it's fascinating because the fact that you are now being accused of anti-Semitism for a piece that you wrote 3 years ago. And in reality, what you're trying to do today is to expose a pedophile ring, and to know that that is exactly what is happening to me only reaffirms my belief that what we have right now is a pedophile ring that has assumed a ton of power in the world by pretending that any person that notices this pedophile ring is an anti-Semite. My theory is that these people are not Jewish. I think that they have, they publicly present themselves as being Jewish, but in reality, they worship and follow an entirely different faith, and it's satanic. That is why I have encouraged my listeners to learn who Jacob Frank was, to learn what Frankism was, because that never went away and it came to America. And when these pedophiles get caught, they say, "Oh, I'm Jewish. This is blood libel. This is blood libel." And it's so important for Jewish people to wake up and to understand that this is not blood libel. This is not anti-Semitism. These are demonic, monstrous people that are using Judaism to hide what their actions are. And it just can't be the case that every person that discovers pedophilia is then accused of anti-Semitism by the very powerful media organ.
Awesome. Nico incoming. Nico is about to be joining us shortly. This is very cool. It's very disconcerting that these are the people who are ruling. Comments are activated, by the way. I have to add them to the stream. But anyway. But look, what's going on in France at the moment, it's crazy. This is why I wanted to reach out to my brother over there. Let's take a look. Let's share this tab instead, just while we're waiting for him to jump on. He'll be in any sec. This is the state. Now, if I didn't know better, I'd say this was America. Now, keep in mind, though, of course, that they just show us one little section. They get this stuff and they go, "Oh my God, look, this isn't it terrible?" It's one tiny little section. Every city has these. I remember when they did the when they had the World Cup over there, and they kept showing us all this stuff, and it was just nuts. It was like the weirdest thing. France's President Macron boldly promised Zelensky he'll send troops to fight Russia. Without the US, Europe's leaders are backing down from their ludicrous promises, and the French people took to the streets yesterday to say, "We won't die for Ukraine." Yeah, just one sec here. I just want to okay, so let's just, yeah, here we go. Look. So it's very disconcerting that these are the people. So I'm going to throw this up. I'm just going to take a look, see what's going on. Oh, this is very frustrating when it does this. It says France stands with Palestine. Good on them. Good on them. It's the human thing to do.
Emmanuel Macron veut que la France entre en guerre. Voilà. J'y suis opposé. Je considère que c'est créer un danger absolument faramineux sur la sécurité de nos compatriotes, sur l'intégrité de notre territoire. Ce sont des mécaniques d'entrée en guerre mondiale. Et je suis désolé de vous le dire extrêmement fermement, je suis opposé à tout ce qui peut créer le risque d'un conflit mondial où la France serait en plus en première ligne. Emmanuel Macron veut que la France entre en guerre.
Ah, stop.
Voilà.
So there you go. So that is it's a little disconcerting, bit of backstory to what's going on over there, the kind of people that are ruling. And now these weirdos want to send my friends to Ukraine to fight. And I'm not having it. God damn it. And speaking of my friends, this is, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my brother from another mother, my man, Nico. How are you, mate?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
I'm good, my man. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
Way too long. Way too long.
I think the last time we spoke, I was still in Mildura.
Probably, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, times fly, but the friendship never leave us. So, it's like yesterday for me. But it's
Exactly.
too long anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man, it's so good to see you. So
Yeah,
what's going
definitely.
on in France right now, man? Like
Good
it
question.
looks kind of nutty over there. Is this a case of like what I'm seeing on the internet is, you walk outside and everything's fine?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in Paris anymore, so I guess it's a bit more weirder over there. But here, no, it's fine. I mean, it's just like we don't know how to see the future. Like it's people talking and talking shit, and nobody knows what's happening. But that's for sure that we feel insecure. Like not like physically insecure, but we worry about the future, like because all these declarations are pretty weird, like, wow, we won't support Ukraine, but maybe we will send troops. It's like completely the inverse, like one day it's this, another day that, and I think people are lost, to be honest. People are lost. They don't know how to think or what to think about this situation. It's very difficult to get a real information, like something tangible, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for Rican, it's pretty disappointing because as you said from the past, like we saw what Trump said to Ukraine, like basically, okay, we will split Ukraine. Basically, he didn't say split Ukraine, but basically, okay, there will be a ceasefire. Makes sense, like a peace, kind of peace.
Yep.
But in exchange, they will have to give them the petrol or the gas to to compensate the money that Europe send. Not USA. Europe send much more money. Like I think 60% of the war effort has been supported, sponsored, I guess, by Europe.
Yeah.
And now Europe is talking about. I mean, personally, I don't want some kind of refund. Like we have to help each other. If country is under attack, of course we have to help them. For free. I mean, all. But USA don't. It's not their culture. When they help you, it's never for free. Never.
Something. Yeah.
I mean, I love USA, to be honest, but I think it's maybe like everywhere in the world. You have the people, and you have the government.
Yeah.
And sometimes what they say what the government say seems to be I don't know, like pleasant, but it's only to please you to get your vote. It's only to please you to have more popularity. But what they will do is never about the people. Never.
Yeah. Well, Trump's kind of been a master at that. He's like a completely different person to what he promised.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna do all this stuff to sort out the Israel situation, but Americans get plastic straws, and people are like, yes, plastic straws.
Definitely.
I don't know. Easily pleased, I guess, the people.
Yeah, definitely. What was, I don't know. Sorry, you wanted to say something?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I mean, I get why people got hope when they elected Trump. I get it. Like to be against the establishment, to reopen dodgy files from the past, reforming. Like it has to be done, and in every country. But I'm not sure. Like it's very difficult, because there are so many fake news, or I don't know what the plan is. I'm afraid that the plan was to just replace the powers in place, but not
Mhm.
with better one. You know,
Yeah.
that's so that's why I don't know what to really think about that. It just looks like every fucking country in the world, I mean, those who can afford it, of course, want to be rearmed, like more weapon, more army. I
Mm.
saw that Japan is doing it, China
Mm.
is doing it, Europe looks like Europe is talking about doing it.
Yeah.
Um, so
Everyone's yeah. Everyone's preparing for World War III. I think we're all kind of we hope it won't happen, but it's like, well, maybe we should have some extra missiles just in case.
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's a bit scary, weird, real scary. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like the ancient war. It's one day you woke up and there was this alarm going up and the fly, the fly in the sky say, "Oh fuck that shit." No, it's more like media talking about it. Maybe it will happen, but people are dying. I think
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are dying in Ukraine today,
Yeah.
so it's real. It's real.
Yeah. I'm pretty stoked that he has kind of, is putting an end to that war because it's just, I mean, they're running out of men. They're running out of people to send, and it's just, and Zelensky just keeps getting richer for some reason. I don't know how that works, but
It's weird, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. No, I think Trump kind of when he came in, I think he probably did have a lot of plans to do all sorts of things and release all sorts of files and whatever. But then once he's in the office and the reality hits of and then he's got people around him telling him, well, if you do this, this is going to happen, and then
yeah,
he's got Israel on his back, and he seems to have Israel like well and truly, running
yeah,
things.
yeah. Definitely, I know. I mean, I think everybody knows what the government of Israel is about. You know, it's not very not the first class people, not people, but government to be nice with the other people. So yeah, and Musk too is. I don't think. Maybe it's a genius. I don't know, but I'm not sure it's meant to be to rule. I don't know.
Mm.
I really. What do you think about that? This new government?
I th- I kind of appreciate that there's an element of the deep state being in our faces, like we know who
Yeah,
it is, kind of thing. It's like we've always known they're there. And it's like,
true.
well, now we can put a face to it.
That's true.
Even though he's not really the deep state as such, but
Yeah.
I mean he's part of that. He seems to be part of that. So yeah, what's the feeling over there about everything, like with Elon and like what's the general?
Um, the general is feeling is about like, okay, Musk did a salute, maybe an 80 salute. I don't know about that,
Mm,
maybe. And so now mostly everybody hate Musk for that. But the real problem, I think, is people, and is probably same everywhere. People don't want to dig to get information. You know, like if it's
yes.
on TV, if it's on the web, in I don't know fucking Bing or I don't know something like that, it's real, it's true, and we have to debate about that. But I know we
Yeah.
are the last. You know. In the chain, we are the last to get the information. So we have to try to get the information, not to
Yeah.
eat it and digest it. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
digest it, yes, but not regular. Oh, fuck.
Regurgitate. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely. I'm not
Yeah.
this kind of guy, to be honest. Not like I'm more informed than everybody, but I don't like to follow the main flow without
Mm-hmm.
digging it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I share your opinion. Like I'm happy to see like things are moving in USA for the best of the worst, but we can never know before trying
Mm.
it, and they're trying it with or without the willingness to do it. It's on, and um, it feels like, I don't know for you, but you know, this like the old book about science fiction, like where they are mega corporation running mostly the world
Yep.
against fake, not fake, but weak states or no states anymore. And it really looks like USA right now. Like, I know it's different because USA is a huge country and every state is not independent, but have much more power than in France, for example, much more money too. So it's very different between states. But all about, like, how can I say that? The debriefing about that, I'm worried that we will have less security, less social advancement, like medical care, where you're unemployed, being paid by the state when you're unemployed, etc., etc. It looks like it will be work or die, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. For sure, it has to, some things has to be rearranged. Like it's true. I think democracy is in danger for far, far, far way longer than we think about, especially in France. But not because, not especially because Marine Le Pen is getting higher and higher in the polls, just because the guys who are on now and before them were already this kind of 2.0. I won't say Nazi because it's way too strong.
Yeah.
But you know, like before, like how do you say dictators? Before dictators send the army, take the power, kill people, so people hide, then resist, then do the revolution. Too harsh, no stability, too difficult for them, for the people, but also for dictators. And I'm afraid they learned. It's not the same people, of course, but you know, theoretically speaking, they learn about their mistakes, and now they make you sign contracts. So you're fucked. You're in or you're out. You're your own enemy. People are their own cancel culture. What the fuck is about cancel culture? What we can't cancel each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
We do. We police ourselves.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's way, way more dangerous than military dictators because, of course, we don't risk to be killed, which is good.
Yeah.
But you can starve to death. It happens. It happened in USA. It's happened in France. I see more and more people, like old people, digging trashes after markets.
Really?
Yeah, it's real. And
Wow.
it's they have dignity, you know. They are dressed. They look on the right, on the left. If nobody can see them because they're ashamed about that, and they shouldn't be. Yeah, and that makes me ashamed about our governments, you know. Like I know geopolitics, it's very, very aggressive, much more than we think. But cooperation seems to be a bit in danger right now. That's my point of view. The cards are being shaken, and hopefully something great will emerge from the chaos. I really hope so. But that for sure we'll have a period of time. Don't know which kind of, but of instability, insecurity. That's for sure. Because when a paradigm change, of course, it has to be balanced. And I really don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about that, but I read earlier that some people said that the war of Ukraine, it's an example of an infinite war to make the money get out of Europe in the pocket of BlackRock. You know, like,
well, BlackRock already own, I think it's 30% of all the farmland in Ukraine now.
Okay.
And that was just the last time I heard the figure. It could be more now. And they're getting all the contracts to rebuild. It's just this ongoing thing. What you were saying about the elderly people, in Japan, there are more and more elderly people just dying. They have a word for it. They just die alone because there's no one to take care of them.
Yeah.
There's so much divorce that they the family disappears. I'm
True.
really kind of hopeful about the future though, because there's only so much of this bullshit that we're going to take,
Yeah.
Like I think it will get worse. Things will get worse first before anything happens, but there comes a point where the people just go, you know what? This is bullshit. We're not doing this anymore. And you just stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. I have faith in the human spirit.
You make my day. You make my day. And I really share this point of view. But for real. Yeah, for real. I really think like you, like it will be worse for a period of time, short or long, I don't know. And then it will be better because also generation, like, us and before are not the same.
Yeah.
They want stability. Of course, everybody wanted, but I don't know. New generation are more adapt to the economic, cultural field. It's like when advertising. When we were young, children. When we were children, so not a long time ago. All the people say, okay, advertising or mangas or anime will make you violent and stupid and blah, blah, blah. And it didn't. It did for some of us, but they were already predestined to be stupid, I guess.
Yeah.
And it didn't. So it's like every generation can come, a part of them actually, vaccinated with the ongoing bullshit. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And that's why I'm really hopeful too for the future. Yeah. And maybe with these newcomers like India, China of course, but no newcomers, but a big country like India are not known to be countries going to war. There are another way of diplomacy, because diplomacy, France, to be honest, I love my country, of course, but they don't have this the same diplomacy than before. They don't have the same power. I don't think it's the same kind of guys. Anyway, and maybe these newcomers with a lot of money will balance the world. Like I don't know, Russia want to attack something. I don't know. USA want to attack something else, and let's say India or maybe China, I don't know, say, okay, no, you can do that. We won't send the army, but you can do that because we have a huge amount of money. If you do that, we won't do business with you. And I'm really hopeful for that too. Maybe it's a bit naive because they're part of the cake, but different culture, different meaning, maybe a bit better future.
Well, a lot more, a lot of things do get settled economically. Like rather than, if it's going to cost, like if they're going to make money out of war, then we go to war. But if it's going to cost, then it's like, well, let's just slow this down a bit. So so that's perfectly possible. I also think this next generation, I think like they'll fight in different ways, and I'm seeing it with the younger people in like in the early 20s and stuff. They're really kind of done with all the woke stuff and they're not buying into it, and they kind of got a very different attitude, and they give me some hope as well. I think there's a lot to be hopeful about. I don't like to get too black pilled about it all, because it's so easy to go on the internet and look at all this stuff and just like, it's,
true,
everything's a mess and we're never going to sort it out. But
it's true.
Sorry. No, I think balance will always be restored, naturally.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I share this opinion. for real.
Yeah.
It's so much going on right now. It's like everything is going faster. That's it. Like misinformation, misleading information, and real information, as you said, is so much easier to get the information and to spread it in both directions. So it can be good too. It will, you know what? It will be, the result will be the result of humanity. Like, not we get what we deserve. I don't like that. It's true, but I don't like this kind of thing, because too much diversity to be summarized, I guess. But if we make the choice to be better, like to check the facts, to be informed, education, and anything else, it will be. We have an expression like snowball effect. I don't know if it's the same in English. Yeah.
Snowball effect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it can be great really fast. True. I really think that too.
Yeah.
But and the woke things are already a bit not dying, but I guess people can get a bit angry about too much woke things. To be honest, because it's another way to make money. Don't fool people. They don't have to fool people. Woke is not about the power of better people or hipsters or whatever against old white trash people. No, it's not about that. It's about take your money, making you think you're better than the other. If you're better, buy our stuff because you're better.
Yeah.
You know. So
yeah.
So yeah.
It's really it's evening out nicely. It's like, I think there's enough, we have to progress. There are things that come with progressivism, but then it balances out and it separates the chaff from the wheat. It's like we find what's worth keeping and what's not. Are you finding your like you sense like fake news and bullshit a lot quicker now? Like you just see something and you go, that's bullshit. Like your bullshit detector's more finely tuned?
I'm not sure what you mean, like I can fact check quicker, you mean?
Well, just like I find when I see things on the internet now, I just straight away, or I see something on the news or something, I know, I go, okay, well, that's propaganda.
Yeah,
that's fake. This is, even AI videos. It's like you go, that's an AI video, and you just become. I think we're underestimated a lot. I think the power of human cognition is underestimated greatly.
It's as right and wise as accurate, what you said. Actually, yes, and I agree with that. I can not fact check, but distinguish kind of information, different type of information pretty quickly. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And AI stuff too. Yeah, definitely. And I think you're right. They won't win because they underestimate humanity, the power of humanity. To be honest, to learn and to separate, as you said, the good from the bad. Information, at least. So
and adapt. How quickly we adapt. Like, we're very good at that. It can be scary at times, like during the whole COVID thing. It was what we were talking about before. They had these systems in like North Korea and in Russia where you would, during communism, where you would have to like report on your neighbors and stuff like that. So everyone was terrified to say anything, even in front of their kids. And that happened during COVID.
True.
And we policed ourselves. But even that, we're breaking out of that. I think more and more people are. Yeah.
So
it's nice to see.
True. If we get a general vision, global vision, sorry about that, it's true. We have this kind of lot of people. What's in English? Denunciated, like talking about neighbors doing stuff and reporting neighbors, but Also, it changed a lot of things in the people's mind. Like, okay, I cannot work, or not so much, so I have more time to think about myself, my life individually, and a lot people get time to think and say, okay, I'm on the rails for way too long. I don't know what I'm doing this. I want to change it. I want to live by countryside. I want to do bakery now, and like find a sense, meaningful a meaning into to their life, and
Yeah.
it's very, very, very good, actually, very good.
Yeah. I've actually, I've been saying for a while now, I'm actually more and more, I'm actually quite grateful for COVID,
Yeah. Okay.
because it was such a shakeup.
True.
For a long time, I was just angry about it, and I was like, this is, but we've gotten to see, it's woken a lot of people up, and it's like, and
True.
it shook a lot of people up. Like the amount of, I see so many people now talking about, like, why do I do this? What was the one I saw recently? It was really good. There's one that said, all I do is eat, work, and sleep, but I'm constantly hungry, broke, and tired.
Yeah.
So, like, what is the purpose,
Exactly.
And you find a better way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like that, Our country have history, fighting to have right, and I think economy can still work. It's not to be about being against capitalism. Can be, but it's not an obligation. It's like about regulation. That's it. Now we need strong and aware states to regulate the market and to help their people to live better. Being productive, but not productive like a number, like
Yeah.
productive in what they like and what they can bring to the society. Like a baker, a data analyst, and everything can work. We can all work in good condition, to be honest, and still bring productivity, and maybe the competitivity will be always there, I guess, but it can be tempered by the rationalization about the needs for globally every country, I guess. So that's one people want more and more. We have the technology and the money to do it if we want, but I think in every country, a government, as you said before, a government are bit struggled because maybe the guy in power had a good vision for the economy, but when they reach the throne, and say, okay, you can do this, you can do that, because people with more power don't share this opinion, and they will cut you off. It happened to a long time ago. Our prime minister Emmanuel Valls, long time ago, was supposed to be the next president. All the media invite him and almost say, "Okay, Mr. President." It was always almost done.
Done deal. Yeah.
Yeah, done deal. And he refused to do. He was supposed to be on the left wing, but he was more right on the on the position, to be honest. But
Okay.
it's okay. It's not about that. And he refused to do. He has I don't know, something happened in his mind. He refused to do something not social. I can't remember the law. And he said, okay, I won't do this for the right wing. This law is against the people. I won't pass it, because he was prime minister, And from this day, all the media start to cancel him, to, excuse me, piss on him, etc. And he was not elected at all. No is nothing. Almost nothing.
Wow.
And that it really, really shows the power of people owning the media, or investors, this kind of investors they can cancel actually. They can cancel politics. They can make and unmake politics.
Yeah.
That's making me a bit scary, and that's what we see. Probably USA go another step to say, okay, fuck that. I won't grow my politics. I will be the next politic.
Yeah.
Simple, much more
Yeah.
simple. And
Yeah.
because of that, it will change.
Yeah.
I'm sure, because they discover. Sorry, yeah.
No, yeah, no. I think it's a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense, because the people start to really get sick of, living conditions being, just life being, it's just ridiculous, where the government are just stealing from us constantly. It's
Yes.
just they take at every turn, they take their cut, they take their cut, they take their cut. And so as we get more and more fed up with it, they start to turn around and say, oh no, they're getting fed up with it. We need to squeeze them more before they revolt.
True.
And so then the harder they squeeze us, the more we go, no, this is bullshit.
True.
And so it becomes this pressure cooker. And if they would just back off and, let us breathe.
Yeah.
In the words of George Floyd.
Oops. The guy was burned too early.
No, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just such an insane time. It's just it's getting so silly out there. But yeah,
It is. It is, but again, you got a wise thinking about this, because it's really like, as you said, they squeeze us more and more, and because now they're not undercover anymore, we will get the position. We'll be in position. Everybody would be in position to say, okay, I earn less. I'm in danger too. So fuck that shit.
Yeah.
It can bring people together. It will bring people together. Maybe they show up too early. Maybe they show up too early for the
I
best
think
of
so.
us. For the benefit of us. I mean, that make me hopeful too. But for sure, there will be a bit of chaos before, right?
Yeah. So I started out playing some I don't know if you've heard the story do you know Candace Owens?
I don't think so.
Well, she's very popular on Twitter at the moment, and she had a falling out with the company that she was working for.
Okay.
And she's kind of a kind of a sensation in the media at the moment, that is talking about a lot of stuff that a lot of us have been talking about for a long time, and like she's sort of discovering this stuff and putting it out there, and so it's getting a lot of coverage. But one of the stories, and I'd never heard this one, but I really want to know what French people think about this.
All right.
Is that Macron's wife was his father, and is like a trans, what the hell is all that about?
Okay.
Yes.
It's a big. It's huge. It's huge.
Awesome.
We don't have the final thought. We don't have any proof for now, because everything has been erased, mostly for now.
Yeah.
But the story. There is two stories. There are two stories. Like, Brigitte Macron, so his wife, was a man. We don't know. We're not for sure. Not sure about that, but should be maybe a man before. So it's transgender, because if I remember well, there are no trace about this. Not his father. I think it's his uncle. I think.
Oh, okay.
Or brother, older brother, or uncle. I can't remember, but it's family. It's family.
Yeah.
And the true fact is, there is no record about. I mean, there is record about this guy, the uncle, I think, but can double check, can find it pretty easily. And after it stops, we don't know what happened to him. And it's a bit the same for Brigitte Macron. And but the inverse, don't have much information about when she was young and before she teach, because both meet each other because he was his student. And the fact is, we don't know if it's a transgender. We don't know if it's kind of family, something like this, dodgy thing, weird shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
But what we can know for sure, and it's a real fact, they meet each other when he was 14, and she was something like
26,
or much more than that.
Wow.
He's 40. He's 40. I don't know. I think it's 25 years difference, something like this.
Oh, wow.
I mean, okay, it can happen. He's 47 right now, and she is 71. Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
so 25 years.
25 years, yeah, something like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely difference. But okay, it can happen. Why not?
That happens.
It's a lot, but it happened. But the fact is, when they meet each other, he was 14 years old. So it's about I mean, I don't want to take this responsibility. I'm just checking the fact. He was minor. It's in English too, minor?
Yep,
like
minor.
underage?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He was underage. And if it's proved, it won't be, I guess, but if it's proved they have a relationship at this point, it's against the law. It's about pedophilia.
Yeah.
Even if it's a man with an older woman, it's the same, like pedophilia is pedophilia. If it happens, if it can be proved. If it's proved, it can definitely cancel the government, because she won't be a first lady. She won't be a first lady. She won't be she would be a rapist.
Yeah.
So the head of the government, sorry, can follow with that.
Yeah.
With this kind of, but that's for sure. It's something weird beyond that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely weird. I don't know if it's a transgender, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. It just, okay, she lied. Okay, she lied. She lied. They all lied. Okay. But if it's about sexuality, legal one, I don't really mind. Man, I can have an opinion, but it's not dangerous for the country. But
this is the thing. Yeah.
But if it's about pedophilia, what the fuck? What
Yeah.
the fuck? What this woman did, and why did she brainwash him? Macron was supposed to be like more a poet, more sensible. We have record when he was young, and what people can change by themselves, of course. But if it's proved that they took advantage of him and like brainwash him and do things to, I don't know, to what purpose, I don't know. That's a problem. And it can really mean like some weird, we have a lot of weird sexual thing going on in France. Like I know there is some like Me Too can go too far, can not fact check the guys and shame them without proof. Can happen too. But with politics, it's mostly proved that a lot of them abuse children, like and if it's for real, this kind of thing, power we have, like people in power abusing their position for any purpose, we have to change that.
Yeah.
We definitely have to change that for real. It's time for it's difficult to be right. It's difficult to be wise. That's for sure. It can be mind-blowing to deal with others' country. It's a huge to take on the shoulder. That's for sure.
Mm.
But being in the government is not a position. It's not a. It's the dedication to your country. It's a hard
Yeah.
position, difficult
Yeah.
one. So you have to do it only if you want to dedicate your life to do it.
Yeah.
And for the benefit of everybody. We have good people doing it, not just the ministries and the president, but we have a good not recipe, but volume of people who want that. They have technical education, skills to success, but it's difficult to be to stick together. It's
Mhm.
it's a history of humanity. What
Yeah.
brings people together and how they can survive to crisis. Because as we saw during COVID, we can act stupidly, really stupidly, like fighting for toilet paper, this kind of shit. That's really happened, That's really
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
That was fucking crazy. But we are one. We are individuals, but we
Mhm.
influence. Everything we do, share, talk, affects the other.
Yeah.
So our only duty in life is to be better for the
Mm.
benefit of everybody. That's it. Of course, it's difficult. Of course, where you don't have something to eat or you're on mental crisis, it's really difficult to think clearly.
Mhm.
But that's it happening right now. Like, if the state is falling more and more, if the security of the employment is, I don't know, replaced by just freelance shit, and I'm freelance, but without any security, I mean, of course, people will be more and more stupid.
Mm.
That's our duty to bring ourselves to a better state, and that's the difficulty of it. That's the beauty of it. And it's about cycles. And maybe, as you said a bit earlier too, we are at this end of the cycle. Life. I think life is like that. Cannot be flat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the same for countries, the same for humanity, same for planet. And maybe we start to be at the end of this point, not the end, but low level.
Mm.
And our duty will be to rise again and much higher.
Yeah.
I think it's a duty of our generation.
I think
It
so.
can be,
Yeah.
yeah, can be beautiful. I'm really hopeful too. Can be beautiful, but with less resources. That's for
Yeah.
sure. We're already
Mhm.
fucked about that.
Yeah.
We'll get less resources.
But I
Maybe
think
we
it
need.
will come that people will start to look out for each other more rather than, because we've been in this cycle for too long where everyone is just out for themselves. We only think about our own little lives and what's going on
Yes.
and it this propagates more and more mental illness because everyone's just focused on themselves. I saw a video, a guy talking about like dealing with people that have depression, and he said he just basically prescribes them these like 4 actions. I can't remember all 4 of them, but one was you spend half an hour going out and helping other people, and then you spend half an hour or an hour exercising. And then there were 2 other things. It was like eat a good meal, and it was something else very simple. And he
Okay.
said, and after that, if you want to go and sit on the couch and be depressed, fine, go and do it. But he said, but you won't be able to.
Yeah.
You'll go, no, I want to.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
and it's just that action of getting out there and like helping others and exercising and getting out into the world,
True.
that makes a
Yes.
huge difference.
Yes. Yes. It's already proven what you said.
Yeah.
It's a proof. I mean, it's a proof. What you say is right. It's not just a theory.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. Yeah.
Meeting people, the best way to evolve in the good way, in a peaceful way and a happy way. definitely.
Yeah.
As we did, actually. As we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
We met each other. And I was far from my country. And
Yeah.
I was, and I'm still loving yours.
Yeah.
Because,
That was
yeah.
one of the most miraculous, like, instant friendships. Like, it
Yeah.
was just a like, I think you asked me for a cigarette paper, and we just instantly started talking. And I was like, "Oh, fuck, you're from France, fucking." Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
next thing we're
definitely.
drinking wine and fucking it's so
In this
good.
bar in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, in
Yes.
Melbourne.
Yes, I remember that very well. Definitely.
That was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's magical.
Yeah, I think more and more people. I think we'll start to do that more and more. People will get off social media so much. Even doing this podcast has helped me huge. Like it's been massive. Like I've made friends through the podcast. I go on. We have dinner. We hang out. Like I have a bunch of friends just through this, and
Cool.
it's just connecting with people and having conversations. It's just really good.
Yes. Yes.
And we also do get to share these things, like pointing out that and we can talk about like Macron, like the whole thing. They all seem to be like, okay, there's some weird stuff going on. All that stuff can happen. I don't want to like judge other people's experience or whatever. That's their thing. But they could just if you want to run a country, you don't want to be blackmailed, and you don't want to be like
Definitely.
so and they could easily disprove all that stuff just by here's some photos, here's some this is what, talk about it a bit. But that's
true.
what I think's helping people a lot, is we're talking more.
Yes.
We're all having conversations a lot more.
True.
And
True.
yeah, Michael Jones, that was his point as well. He said the way we advance is we talk.
True.
Logos being language.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And yeah, it's what we do in life is experience ourselves by the exterior, by the others, with interacting with the other. Actually, that's how we define the world, how we define ourselves, and how we learn to be honest. And what you said is really true. Like, we talk more, and if we talk more, we can change opinion, we can exchange information, and we can see by talking face to face, even with internet, which is beautiful tool. And we can feel the deep, like the real meaning of what once said, one won't say, because some can we get angry, some can we get depressed, but when we talk, at the end, we see that we want the same thing.
Yeah.
We want to be in peace. We want to be happy. We want to enjoy seeing the other being happy. We want to enjoy to learn about the other, with the other, and to teach, not in the teacher way, but to exchange information, basically. That's the beauty of it. And it really meant something when I was there, like here in 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. And wow, crazy.
Jesus, it's been that long. That's nuts.
Time flies. That's real. Yeah. And we got this real discussion, and it was so peaceful and so refreshing in the same time. And it is still, as you said, when you met the other people with your podcast, it's really refreshing.
Yeah.
And that make me hopeful too about the future. As you said, people want to talk more and more. I have my kebab designed my my base, and I always go to the same because the guys are awesome over there. I've been stuck for 2 hours each time I got one, because we share. I got tea, and we share about the world, we share about the politics, and they want the same thing. They want the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's make me more happy. You know,
Mm.
I was out for 30 minutes, and finally it got stuck for 2 hours drinking cheese, making the world better in theory, and
Yeah.
go back to my apartment much more already fed from the inside. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're the little victories that we got to take in everyday life, you know? Like it's just way too easy to get like bogged down in this like
Yeah.
when you just look at all the stuff that's going on in the world, it's like this weight coming down on you.
True.
But you know, this conversing like this, just talking, it's like this is like the going out and touching the grass and being in
Exactly.
nature, you know?
Exactly. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. It's
Mm.
weird time because as you said, we can feel easily depressed when we think about the world, what's going on.
Mm.
To be honest, and we can feel, probably everybody can feel in their own way, that we are the rupture. I don't know, change of paradigm or something like this. Some big things are changing, much
Yeah.
more than 20 years ago, even
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
And it's scary because it means that we will have to take our citizenship as human
Mhm.
more seriously, like to act, to not be passive anymore. And
Yeah.
this last year, it was about passivity. I mean, it's
Mm.
easy to, as you said, like you work 8 years or more, 8 hours, sorry, per day or more. You go back, you eat, you sleep, you do the same again. Don't have
Mm.
the time to think, and
Mm.
for that, you have to consume, like to eat more, to watch a lot of Netflix, and what I'm doing it too, and
Yeah.
to just to stop not to stop thinking, but to empty the brain.
Yeah.
And it's being passive. It's not a judgment. It's what
Mm.
the society proposed to us a lot.
Mm.
And now, because there are so much change going on in the world, they have to we have to think about, we are obliged to, and it means that we will be active
Mm.
in our citizenship, like to say no. Say this is no, just not because we want it, because it won't be good for anybody.
Yeah.
And it may not be compatible with the way of life we have now, because we don't have time for that, but we will have to find it. And I guess how to find it for some of us is to earn less money, and or not, actually, not an obligation, and to find time for themselves,
Yeah.
even if at work, like do something meaningful.
Yeah.
And it will be for the best, I guess, at the
Yeah.
end.
I think there is going to come a time where I don't exactly know, because there are things going on in the world right now in some places that are so horrific and evil that you know, I'm sure they don't see any kind of end to this, and it is up to us to step up and end
Yeah.
those situations as well. And if we unify and just stop, like I don't know, I have this thing about, like, if we just all stopped paying taxes, if we just went, yeah, we're not doing that, you don't spend the money. It's like if we just treated them like our coke addicted cousin, like, you know, like, no, I'm
Yes.
not giving you any more money, motherfucker. You're gonna spend it on coke. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
They do,
So
actually.
we just say to, no, we're not doing that anymore, and we
Yeah.
just stop. I don't know.
Mm.
And
Yeah, it's a way.
I don't exactly know what the answers are. Another guy I did a podcast with, we both have these like insanely radical ideas. He wants the government to. He's like got this plan to crash the American economy,
Okay.
and I'm like, I've got another plan to crash the housing market so that basically everyone could afford a house,
Ah, yeah.
and it would be
That's
very
the
painful,
outcome.
but it would just shake things up, reset
Mm,
things in
right.
our favor.
Exactly. Exactly.
know?
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
The difficulty of it is, as you said, it will bring a state of instability, and
Mm.
we are not used anymore to have
Mm.
instability, at least
Yeah.
in the Occidental countries. I mean, and of course all others, but I don't know much more the other. And
Mm.
that's how they took us by the balls for so long,
Mm.
because stability is all we got.
Yeah.
And it will be difficult for the brain for these people who are not ready to do it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be done in a way. In a way, of course, a revolution, even if economic, I mean, would bring a lot of madness. That's for sure. That's
Yeah.
we don't want. But we cannot evolve. We cannot change without doing change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
There's always some pain in
yes,
growing. There's
yes,
always some pain. Yeah.
yes, yeah. And to reduce this pain is probably to anticipate and stick together. I don't know, do groups of people like we do here, like you do, like I do, and sharing the sharing the meaning of it. We don't know the actions, the
Mm.
future action will be taken off. But if we know deeply what we want at the end, it will guide the action. It will prevent us to do horrible thing. It will prevent us to be tempted by the easy. Take the
Yeah.
money.
Mm.
Like like in the 60s in France, it's got this huge student revolution.
Yep.
And I know it's not written like that in the books, but it's real. The leaders of this student social cultural revolution has been blocked. They're all on the government right now.
Yeah.
Since and
Yeah.
they just the government open the door, say, okay, we heard you, come in, come have a meal with us. When you're at the table, say, okay, want to be a minister? You want to have money for all your life? Just give up. You will say, and we will say that you won. No worries, you'll be fine. Your image will be fine. But we both know you lose. But you lose with money and security and stability and power, kind of. And then at the lower level, that's how they divide us.
Yeah.
I will give you more than the neighbor, a bit. Or if you're nothing, I will beat you up.
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
have to be ready to take the risk and say
Yeah.
no. And say no.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful. We have good people doing it. Like totally different. The can't remember his name. The guy who invented and owned well, doesn't own, but VLC media player. You know, the media player
Okay.
VLC.
Yeah.
It's free. It's free, basically.
Yeah.
It's a good media player.
Mm.
He has been a lot of proposal, not marriage, but money. Say, okay, million and million of dollars to buy the license, to buy the VLC company.
Yeah.
He didn't do it. Say no. It's meant to be free. I want that people can afford it for free. So if you give me millions of dollars, I'll be maybe happy. But the million of people are using it won't be happy, I guess. So I'm saying no.
Yeah.
And if we have people saying no to luxury and easy money and bad money, stupid,
Yeah.
and it will going fine. It will be fine. It will be so much more fun, and everybody will benefit of it. People who want to live in the countryside growing potatoes, people who want to work on scientist things, to go in space, to develop AI, to develop everything will be better. That's for sure.
Yep.
What will be being done is all the gadgetization, gadget things. No, even with the AI, you can have AI in your my phone on your phone anyway. You can have AI to help you to, I don't know, build a website. You can have AI to give you a pizza, but we forgot that AI is mostly done to medical field to recognize tumors pretty easily. It's being used on the space programs for the future drone will be able to deal with themselves to recover from anomalies detected from the inside and being repaired from the inside. And the problem is not the technology, it's about how we use it, how it is proposed to the people. That's the problem. The problem is never the gun. Problem is people who do the stuff. It's exactly how we use the tool. How we use the tool. And as you said earlier, if we decide to not pay taxes, if we decide to not use the last gadget, I don't know, the last Twitter if you want, or the last, I don't know, anyone, Samsung, whatever, it will be bring down. If the market is the power, it's our responsibility to regulate it and to give us the opportunity to be better. That's it. And everybody will benefit of it. If more money are invested in the fundamental research, in the education, we'll have more artists. Definitely. We'll have crazy artists. We'll have more money to bring everything better. We'll have, I don't know, everybody will benefit of it. Humanity will evolve, technologically speaking, faster, because I refute this theory of competition makes technology going faster. I can understand why they say that. I can understand, because if you don't do it, the guy from the other side will do it. But
it also limits it in a major way, because they will kill off any kind of cooperation and growth, and it's always about getting that final version and saying, well, this is the one, and anything else comes out, we're going to kill it in the courts, we're going to kill it legally.
Exactly.
And there is no growth.
Exactly. Yes. We just didn't experience globally this kind of way. That's it. But if we can, it would be so much better. You guys, you have this. Sorry.
No, go on, please.
Just a conclusion. Some people will refute what we said. We say, okay, life is about fight. Species have been developed by eating each other and surviving. Okay, that's DNA. Okay, we are social animals too, not ruled just by DNA. And actually, even in life, symbiosis makes sense.
Symbiosis,
symbiosis, has been much more in place than species eating each other to evolve. And it's more like symbiosis makes the things going better, because we adapt much more. And that's the way to do it. Adapt to be in symbiosis.
Yeah. Well, you can go back through history and see where, like, the idea of, like, someone has gone in with greed and said, no, I'm going to take that. And you can see how it is kind of destroyed a lot of potential technologies, like Tesla being absolutely wiped out by
Edison.
I can't think of the guys, but
Edison?
I've said before, like, people talk about globalism and the globalists and the idea of the global government and all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it's said now with dread. And I think we do need to come together as a global, one people.
Yes.
Just not the way it's happening now. The way it's happening now, where there's going to be one group of people who are in charge, and we're all just we're all just the slaves,
Yes.
and everything, all our efforts go up to them, and they just take everything. That is the evil globalism that we're looking at now, and we're looking down the barrel of now.
Exactly.
But
I agree.
it always amazes me that, like, the people, I mean, it's been illustrated. There's illustrations where there's the guy that has the whip, and he's just like whipping people, and the whole crowd's like bowing down, and then one guy stands up, and he like tries to whip, and then a second guy stands up, and then he's like, oh shit, and he drops the whip and runs. And it's like, there's more of us, motherfucker.
Yes.
There's
Exactly.
a lot more of us. So yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
I think that too. Like, it will be. Oh, sorry about that. Hopla. We are the evil global government right now, kind of, and but we definitely need a wise and a healthy global cooperation and like kind of government. I don't know how it will be made, how it can be, but something less vertical, I guess.
Yeah.
And but it's difficult. It's difficult because Europe was supposed to be that, like, cooperation. We have not just one ruler, and the presidents just turn. And can make you weaker if we got other countries who don't want to participate. You got do you know the game? I think it was Civilization. The game, PC game, Civilization. It's a
No,
no.
I'm thinking of something else.
It's about building your own civilization, and they are against other civilization, and you can choose democracy, dictatorship, etc., etc. And they were this guy, because this game is on for the first iteration is a long time ago. Just let the game doing his stuff for years. He didn't touch it. He just let this strategy game going on. And every AI playing democracy were wiped up by dictators, civilization with dictators, because they were reacting faster.
Yeah.
Because there is one guy say, okay, we do that. It's going faster than when we have 27 people starting to think about it. But it's also, of course, a destruction of evolution. So if we got this global government, planetary speaking, we won't have some another planet say, okay, fuck you, we will destroy you if we don't do that. So it will be enough, I guess. It will be hard, but it will be enough. But get these comments, right?
You guys really, thanks, Sandy.
Thank you
That's
very
my
much.
friend Sandy. She's another one of the people I've met through this thing. It's fucking awesome.
Cool.
But it's I don't know. I just think it's really important to inject some hope out there.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to talk to you, because it's just, I know we are more hopeful than, like, often the box of dogs goes down these paths of, like, well, we know who it is and we know what we got to do, and all this kind of stuff. But no, I just I don't know. I think we will. I think we're kind of in a state of evolution, because we're so different to what our parents were.
Yeah.
People are raising their kids differently now, and I think we really have hit a point of, like, consciousness is being elevated.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think in the I think in the Hindu culture, I think
Mhm.
we are now, because the time schedule is not the same. We are at the era of has to be double checked, fact checked. Era of ignorance, but we are at the end of the era of ignorance. After
All
this one,
right.
soon we have to double check because I didn't fact check this.
Mm.
And at the end of this will be the era of knowledge, but
Yeah.
illumination. And maybe, as you said, the prophecy are self-funded because we are one humanity. So we
Mm.
just take 10% of 1% of what happened before, but
Yeah.
at the end we evolve. And maybe it's historical what's happening right now, but historical for the next I don't know, centuries, I guess. It can
Yeah.
be actually. It will be for the best of for the worst, but it will be. I really think about that. It's just the beginning of that now. I
Yeah.
don't know. It can stand for 20, 100 years. I really don't know.
Well, this
But
is it's that they would it's often referred to the age of Aquarius. We're
oh,
at the beginning of the age of Aquarius. So it's a shift, but we're not there yet.
yeah,
We're not in it yet. We're just coming into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. There are so many signs. I think it's really crazy when you think about it.
Mm.
Even if when I don't know if we want to talk about Jesus, but just on the historical way, not religious.
Mm.
This kind of the changing, not Jesus, polytheism makes sense in English too. Like when we worship not just one god but
Oh
more
yeah.
gods.
Yeah, polytheism. Yep.
Polytheism. Okay.
Yep.
And after it has been one god. I mean,
Yep.
no, we don't worship more gods.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like an evolution. Like I don't know how to say that. Give me one sec. Like it's like different civilization teach to themselves, I don't know how, the meaning of universe.
Yeah.
Before polytheism, one god was, I don't know, for war, one for distress, one for misery, but all of them will be a part of what we can define life.
Mm.
You know, after one god, okay, no, it's just one, but one is everything. Okay. So basically it's the same, but explained differently.
Mm.
Some guys try to do it quicker, like Akhenaton, I think, in the Egyptian. No,
Mm-hmm.
not Akhenaton. Fuck, sorry. The guy who, one try. Sorry, I can't remember which one. One pharaoh tried to make only one god, and it was too early, and he was killed.
Oh,
For
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. What
Right.
was that? No, Akhenaton. He's pretty well known. I'm so sorry about. I'll find the name after one. And it's like, well, yeah, humanity teaches herself the meaning of the universe and how we are one. We are individual, but we
Mm.
also are one. Not in a hippie way. I mean, hippie. I don't have nothing against hippie, but it's. I mean, it's a real thing. It's a
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah.
What all we do right now, all we have done, has an impact on everything else. Even if, technology speaking, when a nuclear bomb explodes, it brings a message to all universe because the
Yeah.
explosion, is about all the specters. So it can be seen from, it has been seen from all the universe.
Yeah.
It has a meaning. It has a
Yeah.
meaning. It's
Yeah.
not nothing. I'm not saying it. I don't define what it is, but it has an
Mm.
impact.
Yeah.
And the only goal of that is being better, to be bigger, but bigger in the mind,
Yeah.
and discover what we will be able to understand. Our
Mm.
goal is to understand more, and
Yeah.
by love, by the inside, and sharing what's inside, and checking with the with the with the other what we see, what we do, and we will find so much more answer, and
Yeah.
and that's for sure. And if we at the beginning of this, let's do it. Let's fucking do
Yeah.
it.
No, I
I
think
mean,
you're right. I think, yeah, it is I think the cycle is connection, disconnection, connection, disconnection, because we are, without a doubt, we're all connected. There's a podcast now that's become getting a lot of traction called the Telepathy Tapes. And
okay,
it talks about these nonverbal autistic kids showing their telepathic abilities, and you cannot deny their abilities. Like they're demonstrating, and it's just like, that's insane.
okay.
I've had little experiences with that myself,
Oh yeah,
and you have, like, with things like DMT and ayahuasca and things like that, we also find connection through those. But you were
definitely.
talking about Jesus before as well. Christianity is having a renaissance at the moment. I've been getting right into, like,
Oh yeah,
reading the Bible and listening to people talk about Jesus and the wisdom that dude passed down. Man, he was the dude, man.
he was a badass.
And he was like 2,000 years ahead of his time, and he was just
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
think the second coming of Christ is about us
Oh.
regaining that connection.
Yes, it's supposed to be something like this. You're right, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's crazy to see that it totally this is in adequation with other religion.
Yeah.
Hindu, end of ignorance, beginning of the era of knowledge. I think
Yep.
Jesus coming back, knowledge.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
it's
It's
has been
exciting
really,
times. Yeah.
it's exciting time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is not the time to, and I think this is important too, because I think we are in a time where those negative forces are putting out as much negativity as possible, because they want to drag as many souls down with them as they can, because all
definitely.
these souls are escaping. There's people
Yes,
all around the world just becoming liberated every day.
exactly.
And they're going, no, you don't come back here. And all
Yes.
that negative energy that's thrown out there. And you resist it, because what's coming is so much better.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. No, you're right. I'm a bit emotional about what you said, because I experienced it myself, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago. Yeah, years ago, cannot recognize myself. I was being angry. I was being stupid, nervous, and
Yep.
I couldn't understand why at first. It took me
Mm.
years to understand, and it's because of that. What you said, actually.
Mm.
This negativity showed by all the way possible, media, how the information is given, the
Yeah.
tools we are proposed to use, and the way we have to think.
Yep.
And it was instantly, the mind was being completely shocked by that, and angry about it, but didn't know why. It took me a bit of time, and a lot of time actually, to rethink and to find the deep myself and say, okay, you are in the mirror right now. You are the mirror of yourself. You are the reflector of yourself. Fuck
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Your soul is being sucked up.
Yep.
Sucked up. And but for real, and it made me a bit scared, but also reassured to say, okay, if it's happening for real, I can stop that shit.
Yeah.
I can make the choice, or try to make the choice, to remember what is good, and to trust my instinct again, to trust my thinking about again, and say, okay, don't worry. All what you were thinking at this time was not yours. It was this negativity trying to bring you down,
Yep.
actually. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. and I was really scared. I'm not still sure to be safe, but I was really scared to see I don't know this expression, the train passing by and not
Mhm.
taking it. The good train, I mean,
Yeah.
and to
Okay.
be left and
Yeah.
to be stuck,
Yeah. To be left
now,
behind.
to be left
Yeah.
behind, to be left
To
behind.
miss the ride. Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
but that's what I think we've got to keep in mind, that those negative forces, that's what they want. They're the ones under the waves holding us down, grabbing us by the feet. But in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus actually said, basically, don't worry, be happy. Like
yeah.
that song could be a like a
Cheers to that.
I can't think of the word, but yeah, that, and it says again and again, be not afraid, do not fear. It just talks about
Yeah,
fear is and in June he says fear is the mind killer. If you
yeah,
can overcome fear,
yes,
you can
yes,
overcome anything.
definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely true.
Yeah.
Everything going on here, even in politics and global politics, is about fear winning.
Yeah.
The fear
It
of
is.
the neighbor. And
Yeah.
yeah. And because globally is going very badly, the response will be local, us.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we will regrow from that,
Yeah.
from this soil.
Yeah.
We just burn it before, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's okay. Now we can do that now.
Yeah.
I'm not joking, but
Regrowth.
regrowth. Yes,
Yeah.
regrowth. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It's crazy when we think about it.
Yeah.
How it is real,
Mm.
because before that it was stories in the books, science fiction, or no, or religion. Yeah, but it's a real thing,
And it's
and
real. Yeah.
it's not just because our society is built on controlling nature. Basically,
Mm.
the modern society is a human, or man actually, against nature.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are at the end of that and say, okay, no, you are not against nature. We are being against ourselves because we are the part of the
Yeah.
of one planet. It's not like we were watching from outside. And say, okay, so not being stupid, being symbiosis, being better with ourselves and with the other, and forgives ourselves and have the strength to be someone better.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very difficult to have the courage to check the other and say, okay, man, I know we hate each other, I know something bad happened, a lot of thing bad happened. I know you don't want to talk to me like that, but I want to let you know that if you want to talk, I'm open, because everybody can be stupid. And it will 100%, 99% of the time, the other guy will end up by saying, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It's I feel so much better. I did
Yeah.
once here in La Rochelle. A few months ago, I was at the phone, angry about something, arguing with someone, can't remember. And it was this guy on the street, looking for money. And he said something to me when I was entering the supermarket, and I said, no, I'm at the phone right now. And I was being a bit angry, I guess. And he started to be a lot coming at me and say, "Wow, you don't respect me. What is this sign you're doing to me?" And say, "Okay, wow, where have you been? Where have you been grown? I mean, I'm at the phone right now. What are you doing? Seriously?" And we argue a lot, but a lot, And I was ending by, "I will punch you if you finish." I'm not a fighter, definitely not a fighter. But I was saying that. And after that, because La Rochelle is a small city, I crossed him a lot of time.
Yeah.
And each time we were looking each other, not angry, we will fight, but weird, something weird, like a bit ashamed of ourselves and a bit angry about the other, but we didn't know which way to choose: being angry about each other or being ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah.
And one day, not a long time ago, maybe 1 month ago, I see him. I was buying my cigarettes and say, okay, he's here again. Fuck that shit. I will speak to him. 2 minutes later, we were saying sorry to each other. The guy said, that was my bad. I'm so sorry. You were at the phone. You were not disrespectful, and I was being at you. And I said, okay, but I'm sorry because I was angry about something else, not you. And I probably was something like this, and I know it's disrespectful. Anyway, and now we share cigarettes when we meet each other and talk. And he's a good guy, and I'm a good guy. And it's, you know what I mean? It's little shit like this, multiplicated by everybody doing it. We can save the world.
Well,
in a way.
Yeah, that absolutely. I've had that experience in the comedy community. Some stupid little thing I'd make an enemy with someone, and we'd like hate each other, and then one night that we'd be at a party during the comedy festival or something. We're all in a good mood. We meet, and we're like, hey, that was stupid. I was stupid. And it just.
Awesome.
But this brings me to something that I've thought of for quite some time, and this is quite a radical idea.
Okay.
But this is like radical forgiveness, because if we understood that we're all human and we all make mistakes, and it's a tough one to get past and whatever, and I'm not going to go into the details of what these people have done, but all those people who are blackmailed under Epstein and all these people, if we said to them, look, we forgive you for what you've done, and they were like, I'm free, I'm no longer under the thumb of these people who are blackmailing me.
Okay.
That would the power would be taken away. It's an extremely the people who are blackmailing all those people. Suddenly the power would be taken away from them. It's like radical forgiveness. I don't know if it can be done. I don't know that we're ready for that yet.
I see what you mean. Definitely. Yeah.
But it is that. Yeah, it's the idea of radical forgiveness, where we remove the power from those blackmailing scumbags, basically.
Yeah. And it gives the opportunity to. It gives an opportunity to change.
Yeah.
To a good change. Like if you forgive the others will have the possibility to redeem themselves.
I think you would find in most cases, like there'd be some of them that would just be like, no, I embrace the darkness and that's what I am. There'd be some of those.
Yes.
But many of those people would be so relieved that they're like given a second chance.
Yes.
They would fight really hard for humanity.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
It's about balance. Everything in life is about balance. As you said, more they were down to darkness, they were embracing the darkness. If they give them the chance to be bright again, they will fight much harder. And the solution is not about moral. It's about giving a chance to be better, to correct ourselves to each other's. And more powerful it will be, more bad they were, more powerful it will be, and more powerful will be the message for a long period of time, and for the most of us. And that's why it has to be done. Of course, it needs courage. As you said, we don't know if we are ready for forgiveness. It's very difficult where it touch you. Sorry about that. It touch directly you, and not like if it's in information. I mean, if you're in the middle of the thing, of course it will be harder. But we have this example of families forgave the killer of the girls or of the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They they were very brave actually.
Yeah.
And these guys, I didn't check what they do now, but they were really look like wanted to redeem themselves, and I'm sure they did good things after that because
Yeah.
they look for redemption.
Yeah.
So radical forgiveness, it's a really good theory. Yeah,
Mm.
I think that's true. Definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how we take care of each other actually.
It is. Well, everyone deserves a shot at redemption. And I mean that is the power of Christ's message, really, is
True.
it's about forgiveness. But it is incredibly hard to forgive.
It is.
It's a tough one. So,
It is.
whether humanity's ready for it or not, I don't know. But I think that is something that, that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hopefully it will not be in a long time. Hopefully we will see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Let's wrap this up. Just hang in there for a sec. I'm just gonna play the outro. So just hang in there, and I'll be back with you in a sec. Thanks everyone for joining us here on Box of Dogs. Thank you so much for joining me, Nico. This has been great. Catch up.
Thank you.
And we will see you on the next one.